come here often. How you doing?
Oh! God. It's got a hell of a grip.
It's 400 foot-pounds. He could crush every bone in your hand.
All right, attach it to his shoulder.
I like that.
You are gonna be a bad mother.
Hey folks, Trycondrius there doing another video for Rob. He reached out to me, asked me if I would do another 80s and 90s toy review, kind of video stuff I collected when I was a kid. Now, technically, only one of these things I had as a kid. Actually, sorry, 3 of these things I had as a kid. The rest was all stuff I picked up later, but it is a cool line, and as you can see, it is the RoboCop and the Ultra Police line. So, originally, Kenner made these, if I remember correctly. I think it is. If I can see the date stamp. See the Ryan date stamp, I can't remember if it was Kenner originally. If I move this thing around. Pretty sure it's Kenner made the original line. And then later on, there was Toy Island made a line, and I think Kenner went back and did another line, and then things kind of get hit or miss. I can't remember who did the TV line. I don't think it was Kenner. I'm not too sure who actually did the TV series line. I could be wrong on it being Kenner, but overall, it was a pretty cool line. So, these are some of the things I've picked up. The first ever RoboCop figure I actually got was this guy. And this is the TV series RoboCop. So he has the removable helmet, the gun articulation arm, he has the data spike that pops out. You can get him in seated positions, he has his feet that goes forward and back. Really cool figure. The cool gimmick with him, now I have 2 of them. The cool gimmick with him, just dig him out of the Jailer. This is the Jailer, Robo Jailer 1, I think it was called, or Jailer vehicle for the Ultra Police line. Is the TV series one had a battle damage gimmick, so you could pull off, actually that's very tight on there, you could pull off his chest plate and replace it with a battle damaged helmet. This is my original one. You can see it's missing paint apps. His chest plate, I'm not sure if I glued this, might have glued this in place. His nose paint is gone from him being his helmet being taken off and on so many times, so he has some pretty scuffs. And then the second thing I got from RoboCop, aside from was a vehicle, which was one of these. Now, this isn't my original one. My original one died a long time ago. This is the police cruiser, the Detroit police cruiser. And it is pretty sweet. It has 2 opening doors, so you can fit figures into it. My original one, the door broke off, and then slowly over time the wheel hubs came off, and then I just chucked it. So yeah, it had a lot of play. And then the third things I got as a kid is this guy. I got this off a buddy of mine. It is the ED209. Now this one is broken, but it doesn't matter to it because it sits perfectly on it without being too much of an issue. And the gimmick with the original line is that they had a cat firing thing. So you had like, you could open up the backs. If I can get this one open, he's a bit tight. Now you'd open up, put the caps in there, clip it back in, and then just hit it and he'd make cap firing. Original RoboCop actually had a removable helmet as well from the Ultra Police line. And as you can see in the background, I do have some of the vehicles belong to this line. So one of the biggest vehicles I have is this, which is the Jailer 1. It has a really cool gimmick with a sliding panel, and this door piece then falls down, and you can put in the prisoners into the Jailer 1. I have the bad guys in here. I can't remember where I got this particular bad guy. I think he came with this when I got it. He wasn't initially sold with it. So you got no figures with the vehicles, but you can have them in there. It also has a rear opening panel, but because of the size of it, it is a pain in the butt to get around to. And then this whole section, the blue section, slides off. I have this is the only other kind of RoboCop figure, which is another TV series figure. It's not Madigan, but it's based on the Madigan sculpt. But when you got these ones, you got them packed with the vehicles. There was two ways of getting the vehicles on their own, and then they did a later series where you got kind of a generic, it was supposed to be a generic police officer with one of the vehicles, and that was the generic painted one. And then the other thing I have, now this Jailer 1 is missing a good lot of stickers, as is the next thing I'm going to bring in. This is the Robo 1. As you can see, stickers have all peeled off practically. In fact, I think they've peeled off completely on this one. I actually have two of these. You can see here where the chrome has started to chip away as well. The gimmick with these is they had chrome on them. But you can see where there would have been a sticker on the front, and it's slightly popping apart. So I don't want to push it down too much. I do actually have a second one. So you can see there should be headlights on the front, Ultra Police symbols on the side, Robo 1 headlamp stickers. Again, Ultra Police should be on that side, the Robo 1 again, and there should be another one of those stickers on the other side, but they're so flimsy. Oh, and there were stickers for the lights as well. So you had that. And what's interesting about these, and it's also very yellowed, but what's interesting about these vehicles, if I can just move things out of the way without throwing everything down and knocking everything over, is that when you open them up, get the dust out of them, they actually had an area for the incorporate the figures because of their large backpacks, so you could fit RoboCop in there quite nicely. Hands can even grab onto the steering wheel, and it's the same with the Jailer. It incorporates the back pieces. Again, just sit in there, so Robo can drive his Robo 1. So really cool vehicles. There was a bike as well in this line, as far as I know, and I'm not sure if the bike actually came with RoboCop sculpted to it. Kind of similar to how they did some of the Batman bikes from the animated line. They would have like an animated Batman pre-sculpted to the bikes. I think it might have been a case like that. I could be completely wrong, but I do remember there being a bike as part of this line. But that's it for the original line of RoboCop vehicles. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the Toy Island ones. The Toy Island gimmicks were, they were basically 5-point articulated. They had, some of them were 5 points, some of them had a few jointed knees, but they never seemed to have anything in the elbows. Or in the elbows. But what they did have is you could swap out the gun arm, or sorry, not the gun arm, but the left hand, to have a gun from the RoboCop 3 movie. And the cool thing is they were pretty much in scale to these ones. So you did have, you know, even though there were different companies, they did seem to keep the scale quite consistent. Bear with me as I move things around because I have some other stuff to show. Which is this thing popping in here, which does work. And is annoying as hell when it goes off. And I'm knocking stuff over. I just moved the Jailer out of the way. Unfortunately, I thought I had a box for the Robo 1. I do remember having a box for Robo 1, but I don't know where it is at the moment. So I just move the figures slightly out of the way and bring in the TV series stuff. So as far as I'm aware, there's 4 vehicles for the TV series. There's basic interceptor, which was what I showed earlier, the police car interceptor, whatever you want to call it, and that would house a figure quite nicely. Get battle damage when he's not holding the gun in his hand. So figure into seated position, slide him in, and you can have RoboCop doing that iconic scene where he steps out from behind the door and you just see his foot step down, and you can recreate that. The police car is really cool. The only thing with the police car that the others have that it doesn't have is the lights and sounds, as you heard a few seconds ago with the horrendous lights and sounds from the I'm not sure if it was the jailer or if it was something else or what it was called, but it's the Delta SWAT team van. So again, mine isn't in the best of conditions. The gimmick with this is you had a jail cell inside that you could pop out. You could fit a figure in the driver's seat. You could have a figure standing up inside. It also, open them, a bit stiff. Turn it around. You have rear opening doors. Now mine is missing a few of these lights. The nice thing about these is, compared to the Kenner ones, is this has the plastic, actual plastic lights. They're not stickers. I'll put the jail cell back in. Probably put it in the wrong way. Yeah. When you're putting jail cell back in, door piece has to be facing the rear door. It would have been nice if this side door opened up, but it doesn't. I always thought it did. When I remember seeing it in, like when I was looking at it on toy shelves and stuff, I always thought this door opened up, but it didn't. As I said, you did get some of the figures with these, so I think you got the Madigan generic police officer with this, or she came with the Hummer, which I'll show off there. And then, just again, just for the lights, it does have working lights. And it's really loud. This one would also have working lights, but it doesn't have batteries in it, and I don't think I've ever tested them. Now, again, this is not in the best of shape. It's quite an old vehicle. This is the Hummer. The other vehicle that they did in the line, and I remember seeing it but never seen it in person, is there's a medical version of the Hummer. So it's a white version of this with ambulance, you know, the Red Cross on it. They did do micro vehicles as well, all in kind of like they came packed with a figure. So if you are looking on the secondary market for the vehicles, just be aware that there was a smaller scale sets that came with figures as well. So don't be duped into paying over the price, over the top prices for the vehicles and finding out that it's actually the smaller ones that came with a figure. So this one has, again, opening doors. Now, unfortunately, my one, when I got it, was missing this door. It seems to be a common thing with Hummers. I also have a Core Elite, I think, or a Core Lanard Core one, and it's missing this pretty much the exact same door. So you have an opening bonnet with some nice engine detail on it. Again, if you press this, these would have light up, the light bar would have lit up, and I'm sure there would have been, yeah, there's a sound thing under here, so there would have been screeching siren sounds. I also think there's a missing missile launcher because it came with one of these missiles, and it looks like there was a space for 2 to be held on the back, and it looks, if I pop it up there, there's something would have clipped in there, so it looks like there was a missile launcher. And the other cool thing is it actually has a flip down door into the bay at the back, and again, mine is covered in dust. So sorry if they look completely disgusting, covered in cobwebs and dust. I should have dusted them off before you're doing this quick video, but I wanted to get this video done before it starts bucketing rain again, because when it rains where I have these stored, you can't hear a thing. Now, the last thing I want to bring in is Rex here. This is another RoboCop line, and I can't remember who manufactured it. Let me just see if there's a manufacturing details on here somewhere. Probably not. I won't be able to see him. Oh, hang on. This is Toy Island. So this is one of the Toy Island ones. This is for RoboCop. It's not Alpha Police. It's Alpha Commando was the line. RoboCop Alpha Commando. Let me just move this out of the way. I'll just bring back in ED209. So basically, this guy actually, the original RoboCop line, Ultra Police, was based on a cartoon, and Alpha Commando was also based on a cartoon. Hence why you don't have some of the characters from the movie in the Ultra Police line. And you have like some obscure ones. The Alpha Commando one, this is kind of the closest thing to a RoboCop Kane 2 you could get at the time. So he has some pop-up features. He has these weird googly eyes, which he actually had, I think, in the cartoon show, because the proportions for RoboCop in Alpha Commando were really weird. He was like super bulky on top and then very thin on the bottom. But I think what they were kind of trying to go for is, you can see the similarities between Ed 209's legs and this guy. They were trying to recapture the look and aesthetic of the Ed 209 since it was so popular, while also giving kind of new designs. And it kind of also reminds me, as I said, of Kane from RoboCop 2. Now again, this guy would have light up siren stuff, or the light bars. Fortunately, the batteries are long dead on this guy. And he also has this folding up feature, if I can get it to work, where he would have had two missiles here and they would fold up. His shoulder things would go down. The missiles would pop in there. I think they're similar to these ones. It would have been something similar to what this is, and they would have slide along the bar there. There's two indents for them. I think I still have the missiles. I'm just not too sure where they are, because I remember I picked this guy up new in box a couple of years back, because I hadn't heard of this line before and I love the look of this thing, so I decided to pick it up. But this is, I think he's like the ED902 or something along those lines. He uses the Ed 209 kind of things, but his nickname is Rex. So he's kind of like the next step up from the ED209 in the cartoon series. But overall, he's pretty cool. He's articulated as well, as you can see. The arms can swivel, they can hinge out a small bit. He has a waist swivel, legs can go forward and back, nothing else in the legs. And as I said, he has that weird little pop-up face thing. If you leave the face thing down, it looks way better with the rest of the RoboCop figures, obviously, because he doesn't have this big cartoony face and mouth thing going on. So, but he looks pretty cool next to some of the RoboCop stuff. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy this quick video showcase of a few RoboCop things that I have from my childhood and some stuff that I picked up throughout the years. It's just a shame I couldn't find the box for the Robo one. I know I have one, I just don't know where it's gone. But because I actually have a third one of the Robo ones, but it's in pieces and it's missing the wheels. So and it actually had a showcase of some of the vehicles on the back, which would have been nice to see. But hopefully Rob might be able to pop in some clips, maybe from the commercials for the Robo Ultra Police line stuff, and you can see what was available at the time. But overall, hope you enjoy this little quick video. So cheers.
RoboCop and the Ultra Police, the only cops with rapid repeat cap firing.
RoboCop battling the worst criminals like Headhunter and Nitro. The Ultra Police protected by Robo Armor.
In the fight for justice, nothing can stop RoboCop and the Ultra Police. RoboCop and the Ultra Police, the only cops with rapid repeat cap firing.
Evil Headhunter on his Skyhawk is cruising for trouble. RoboCop in his armored Robocopter takes off after him via Robo missile. We'll give you a lift to jail.
Robo vehicles and Robocopter. RoboCop and the Ultra Police fighting criminals like Headhunter.
Robo 1 will chase him down. This will stop you. Nothing can stop RoboCop.
RoboCop and Robo 1.
RoboCop is back in big, mean talking version and interceptor driving action model. always ready to fight crime, and rebuild to fight another day. From the world of RoboCop. And Interceptor driving action model. Always ready.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
발라 먹으니까 실감나게 맛있습니다.
두 날개 더 주세요.
와, 뼈 없는 닭튀김 이건 뭐를 거야?
뼈 없는 닭튀김.
롯데햄 프라이드 치킨.
롯데햄 냉동식품.
When crime strikes, nothing can stop RoboCop.
Criminals, give up. Surprise, RoboCop. Meet your match.
RoboCop and evil ED-260 face off with rapid repeat cap firing.
That should hold you. Calling the Robo Jailer. Run away. You won't catch us.
But the Robo Jailer smashes through their hideout.
You'll be hiding out in prison now.
Figures and vehicles sold separately.
Back for more?
RoboCop and the Ultra Police.
What's bugging you, Murphy?
Drugs. Drugs bug me. Hi. That was Nancy Allen and me. I'm Peter Weller, the guy behind that mask. If you're a kid, please listen for a second. How do you keep away from drugs? They're everywhere, sometimes even at home. But there is one place you can go that is 100% drug-free. No pot, no pills, no crack, no smack, no coke, no exceptions. The Boys and Girls Club. It beats the streets. No kidding.
Robert Fitz Bounty signing off. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe. See you real soon.